Hello everyone, this is Nathan Bryan, and this is my 30-second update of Loxo the Elephant. Today I worked on secondary blocking of Shot02. I wanted to really concentrate on the acting as well as the secondary action, as this is the greatest point in the shot to show secondary action, especially in the trunks. I also wanted to concentrate, really important is the acting. This isn't just a couple of elephants, they are a couple of characters with emotions. Betty loves her child and wants to keep him comfortable while also wanting to play a little bit of a trick as she's waking him up. Loxo is, asleep, tired. He is a child that loves his mother, clings onto her subconsciously even when asleep. So we get to see that right here. Betty is pulling her trunk out. There may be a couple of problems with the trunk here and the way the wrinkles are appearing. I can fix those at a later date. Right now I'm just concentrating on the acting. So she's pulling the trunk out, and we get to see that Loxo isn't just limp over her trunk. He actually clings a little bit. And this clinginess eventually lets off as she pulls the trunk out from beneath him, and you get to see the trunk flop. Remembering that the weight is not at the tip of the trunk or over at his head, it's somewhere in between. Everything else is following that as it hits the ground first and then settles. Betty, after pulling her trunk out, checks to make sure he's still asleep by picking Loxo's trunk up and letting it drop to the floor. As I'm trying to get the viewers to pay attention to the trunk, I'm keeping Betty absolutely still. Betty looks away for a second to think about it, and then flips her trunk out and underneath her chin so that she can scratch in thought. It's a bit of a cliched moment if it were not for the fact that she is an elephant and she's using a trunk instead of a hand. She lifts her trunk up after a moment of thought and blows. This is not a static blow. This has a bit of a lingering effect. It kind of washes away slowly, the sound. So I have her move her trunk around and then finally flop it over to the other side. Remembering that the weight is in the center-ish and not on either one of the ends, it sort of flops down first. She then, grips the trunk at the very end, and we get to see that with not just a floppy trunk, but actually pulling up. Loxo, being surprised by this sound, does not just fall over, he attempts to get up and then fails. So again, this is concentrating on the acting. The ears and tail I have not worked on yet. That will come at a later date. Right now I'm catching on the basic importance of this shot, which is the secondary action of the trunks as well as the acting. I did a play blast here so that you can see what it looks like so far. So that is my update for today. I hope everyone is enjoying this and finding much value in what I have to teach. I hope everyone's having a great afternoon and happy animating.